beloved child, you are disappointed because I have not spoken. But you do not yet see that this very silence is the soil where the roots of your faith are growing deeper than anything your eyes could ever measure. You are afraid I am slow to act. You have never glimpsed how quietly I move mountains out of your path and clear the road that stretches ahead of you. Do not be in such a hurry to conclude that I have abandoned you. Sometimes I step back, not to leave you to fall, but to teach you how to stand on your own feet with my hand still beneath you. Long ago, the prophet Elijah ran into the wilderness so exhausted that he said, "Lord, it is enough. Take my life." He thought my silence was the proof of his being forsaken. I did not scold him. I did not lecture him. I sent a messenger who touched him twice and gave him bread with these simple words, "Get up and eat, for the journey ahead is still long." There was no thunder, no dazzling miracle, only food and rest and a quiet word. And out of that silence, Elijah was lifted to keep walking. It is the same with you. There are days when you hear nothing from me and you do not realize that I am quietly preparing a strength inside you sufficient to carry you across a whole desert you were certain you could never cross. There are seasons when you do not need cheering crowds. You only need one small sign that heaven still remembers you. Yet the longer you wait, the more you see only a silence stretched out until it begins to feel like suffocation. You take this as a sign that I have turned my back on you. In truth, you are being placed inside an invisible furnace, where silence becomes the mirror that reveals the small cracks in your soul you would never have noticed in the noise. I am not being cruel. I am healing the deepest places in you in a way that loud blessing could never accomplish. When you look back over your life, you see only missteps, dreams not yet reached, prayers not yet answered, doors not yet open. You conclude I have arrived too late, but it is precisely inside those delays that I am resetting your breathing to match the rhythm of heaven. You see only time slipping away. I see a person being refined to carry a weight far greater than anything you are currently picturing for your future. And when the pain grows sharp enough that your mind whispers, "Is God punishing me?" you do not yet understand that what you call loss is often only me pulling you off a path whose end was an abyss. I do not let you ache in order to shame you. I allow the ache so you will loosen your grip on the very things that were quietly poisoning your soul. My silence and my apparent slowness are carefully measured movements that protect you from things your eyes are not yet clear enough to see. Even in your trembling, in the moments you sit in the quiet, trying to hide a sigh behind a calm face, I am bending closer than ever. I hear the words you cannot even put into sound. I see the tear you wipe away quickly when no one is watching. And just because I do not answer at once, you fear I no longer care. Silence is not a closed door. It is the room I lead you into so that I may mend the deep fractures you do not dare touch. If you will be still inside, you will sense that my quiet has never been distance. It has been the way I hold you in my arms without frightening you. Sometimes I let the stillness last longer than you would choose because some things cannot be restored amid noise. You wait for clear confirmation while I want you to listen again to the rhythm of your own heart, where I have always been, never having moved even half a step away. You think I am late. You do not see that I am sharpening your faith in the gentlest possible way. I do not want you to trust me only when you receive what you ask for. I want you to trust me even when every outward sign seems to say, I have forgotten. One day you will understand. Faith is not born when prayers are answered instantly, but when you keep holding my hand, even though you hear nothing at all. In that moment, you grow like a young vine, learning to twist its roots toward the true source of life. There are nights when you lift your eyes to the sky and ask, Lord, are you looking at me? I still want you to know that I have never taken my eyes off you, not even for a single moment. You see silence as refusal. I see it as a cocoon, cradling a soul that is about to grow stronger. Sometimes I stay silent so you will stop searching for answers outside yourself and begin to look for me in the rhythm of your daily life, where I hide myself in each small piece you usually overlook. I am not punishing you when I am quiet. I am healing you at a pace your heart can bear. And one day you will look back and see that I upheld you through things you once thought meant nothing. I see the quiet doubt in you too, the belief that you are no longer worthy of my attention. You think you are too weak, too wrong, too broken for me to want to come near. But I do not see you with human eyes. I see you with the gaze of the Creator who knew you before you were ever formed. I have never used the harsh names you repeat over yourself in the dark. I have never measured you by your successes or your failures. I look only at the heart that keeps trying, sometimes covered in scars, and I still call it precious. When you let silence lead you into self-condemnation, you forget that I am a father, not a judge. I am not waiting for your perfection. I am waiting for the return of your weary heart. So when the heavens feel mute, do not shrink back and conclude I am no longer here. Look beneath the surface of the stillness and see that I am still moving in places your eyes cannot yet reach. Do not run from me when you feel alone. That is the very moment I long for you to speak my name with everything honest left inside you, even if all you can say is, Lord, I am so weak. You do not have to be strong in order to stand before me. You only have to be real. From that honesty, I will lead you out of the fog that has wrapped your soul, and you will slowly realize that the feeling of being forgotten was only the shadow of fear, not the truth of my heart towards you. But you look back over your years and wonder why everything always feels late, why you keep missing the trains that mattered. When you see others moving quickly while you walk slowly, you assume that I am favoring them and overlooking you. But I have never measured you against another's pace. Every soul I created has its own rhythm, its own appointed hour, its own journey carefully drawn so that nothing essential is lost. When you fix your eyes on comparison, you fail to notice my hand reshaping your road. You hear the world's clock pushing you forward. Often it is precisely then that I am pulling you back from a rushed step that would have left your soul wounded and raw. You have opened your eyes some mornings, already feeling disadvantaged, already out of step, already convinced you can never catch up. You look at your age, at the chances that have slipped through your hands, and you sigh quietly. It's too late now. But I do not work on the timeline you see. I am not hurried when you are hurried. I do not panic when you panic. I move in the deep places of the soul where time is no longer a chain or a cage. You think the long years that passed were just an empty stretch, when in fact they were quietly carving perseverance, humility, and faith into you. Qualities that early success rarely has the power to grow. When you feel as though you are wandering in circles, you are actually walking along the very path I marked out for you long ago. There are times you come to me weighed down because your life seems to crawl, and you blame yourself far more than you blame me. You ask whether I am still writing anything for your future or whether the pages have already closed. I want you to know that I have never canceled the destiny I began. No closed door has the authority to undo what I have ordained. You see only the present. I see the road from beginning to end. What you call slow is, again and again, the perfect pace that keeps you from receiving what you are not yet ready to carry. Not crossing the finish line yet does not mean you have failed. Often, it just means you are still living inside the precise process of my timing. I also see the habit that quietly wears down your spirit, the constant comparison of yourself to someone else's journey. You watch them stride forward while you inch along, and you decide you must be inferior or left behind. Every comparison blinds you to what I am quietly restoring in you. Eyes fixed on someone else's harvest cannot see the seeds I am planting in your own field. The fact that the seeds have not yet bloomed does not mean they are dead. They are simply waiting for the right climate, the right light, the right hour I have appointed. Force them to bloom in someone else's season, and the tender petals of your own life will tear before they ever get the chance to tell the story. I am riding through you, so when your heart grows anxious because time keeps passing, slow your breath and look at me, not at the world's frantic pace. You are not late. You are being held a little longer so that when the door opens, you walk through with a soul strong enough, deep enough, mature enough to carry what I am placing in your hands. I do not want you receiving blessings too early before you have roots, because rootless blessings make people fall faster than they ever imagined. Let me lead you according to heaven's rhythm, a rhythm never off by even a second. And one day you will see clearly that what you once called too late was actually the delicate preparation for things you never thought yourself worthy to receive. Once you pass beyond your obsession with time, you begin to see every stumble, every delay, every closed door with new eyes. You will no longer rush to conclude that I am withholding good things from you. You will begin to understand that I'm holding you back from things that do not belong to you. From that awareness, your heart grows lighter, and you start to recognize that I have been making a way for you in places your eyes had not yet reached. And when you learn to trust me in delays, you will also learn how to trust me in losses, in redirections, in the things you call pain. There are days you look at the broken pieces in front of you and sigh, God must be punishing me. Disappointment seems to arrive easily. Joy seems to come too late. Opportunities fade. Relationships that once looked beautiful begin to crack. And quietly you conclude, maybe he doesn't love me anymore. But I have never used pain to take revenge on you or to push you down. I use it as a mirror so you can see clearly what is weighing your soul down, the things you have been avoiding. If you will draw close to me, you will discover that what you call unfair is, more often than not, the protection I have quietly built for you. When a door closes, you bow your head and blame yourself, then blame life, then blame me. You do not realize that sometimes it is my own hand on that door, shutting it before it can crush you. There are people you believe were right for you, and I saw in advance the pain they would carry into your life. There are places you wanted to go, and I knew you would lose yourself if I let you enter, so I have to stop you, even when you weep, because you do not understand. You see only that you lost something you wanted. I see that I rescued you from a wound you could not have healed on your own. One day, when your heart is quiet enough, you will thank me, because what I withhold is never less than what I am preparing. Sometimes I use delays to keep you from dangers no human eye can foresee. The time you were furious because traffic held you up, or because you missed an appointment you thought was a great chance. You blamed your carelessness, but you did not realize that being held back kept you out of a disaster I did not want you to face. I do not always need a visible miracle to protect you. A small delay is enough to change the course of a destiny. If you looked at your life from a wider angle, you would see that behind each late arrival, each shifted plan, each lost opportunity, there is often a deliberate arrangement I am quietly putting in place. I do not announce when I rescue you. I simply act, then stand by and watch you walk on in safety. You have a habit, though. You tend to give me the face of those who have wounded you. When someone disappoints you, you fear I will do the same. When someone walks away, you brace for me to leave. When pain comes, you quickly assume I am punishing you. I am not them. I did not come to strike you down. I came to lift you out of consequences you do not yet fully understand. If I had wanted to punish you, I would have left you to sink deeper into your wrong paths. But no, I pull you back, even when you resist, because I see what you cannot yet see. I love you, not because you deserve it, but because you belong to me. And because you belong to me, I refuse to let pain throw you off course. So when your heart is bleeding, I do not demand that you be strong. I only want you to come close and tell me how you really feel, whether it is fear, anger, or disappointment. I am not offended by your emotions. I am only saddened when you try to hide them and carry everything alone. Let me step into the dark places within you, the places you let no one touch because you believe they are too ugly. There I will show you that pain is only the soil being turned so that I can plant something new. When you let me walk with you, you will understand that pain has never been a full stop. It is only a comma that opens into renewal. There are days you look at yourself and see only old scratches that have not healed, wrong decisions, trust given to the wrong people, falls that fill you with shame whenever they come back to mind. And you conclude, I deserve this. Every mistake has turned me into someone with no value before him. But I have never looked at you with the eyes you use to look at yourself. You see only a past full of fragments. I see a soul waiting to be made whole. I'm not standing here to accuse you. I'm standing here to pull you away from the harsh voice you keep repeating in your own mind. If you would just be still, you would hear that my words are far gentler than the verdict you are imposing on yourself. When you blame yourself for what has already passed, you are like someone standing before an old, distorted mirror, seeing a warped version of yourself and not realizing that it is the mirror that needs to be replaced, not your heart. The more you repeat, I deserve this, the wider the gap between you and the restoration I am holding out. You think I keep your failures fresh in my memory, but I have set them so far away that you are the only one still carrying them. You call yourself names I have never used: foolish, weak, worthless, getting what you deserve. Those words are not from me. They come from your fear of being hurt again. You are using your past as a chain to bind yourself, while I long to remove it, so you can step into a future shaped by my hands. Remember, you are clay, and I am the potter. No one looks at clay and calls it useless. They only look at the hands that shape it. You are not yet in your final form. You are in the middle of the process, and the process always includes being pressed again adjusted, sometimes even broken, so that you can be remade better. What you thought was punishment was simply how I have been reshaping the parts that drifted from my original intent. You are not abandoned in the furnace. You were placed there to become firm and strong. A vessel cannot mold itself. It must let the potter touch it, turn it, correct it, and sometimes hurt it a little so it can become more beautiful. If you let me work, you will see that you are not broken beyond repair. You are being renewed piece by piece. I know you are tired of pretending you are fine, tired of chasing achievements to compensate for the insecurity inside. You run after the approval of others, hoping that one day their nod will dissolve your pain. But human hearts cannot be your place of healing. They will only leave you more exhausted. I do not wait for you to become strong before I come to you. I wait for you to admit that you are weak so I can be strong in your place. You do not have to play the role of the resilient one. I love you in your truest state, tired, fragile, sometimes not even knowing where to begin. Lay down the burden of having to prove that you are good enough. As long as you insist on holding the right to condemn yourself, you are closing the very door that leads to restoration, which is my hand. Come near to me with everything you consider ugly, your missteps, your cracked heart, your anger, your shame, your fear of being judged. These are not new to me. I saw them long ago and still chose to love you through every stumble. Do not hide any longer behind words of self-condemnation. Let me clean the way you look at yourself so you will know once and for all. You are not the final product of your mistakes. You are a page I am still writing on, not a discarded fragment. Once your soul is no longer bound by the voice of the past, you will sense yourself being called towards something larger than mere existence. Life is not simply a string of attempts to get through the day. It is a journey of being sent. You will begin to see that what once hurt you has become a key that can open a door for those who are lost. And then it will dawn on you that I did not restore you only so that you could feel better. I restored you so that you might become a light, so that through you others would see me. From there, you will be ready to step into what comes next, living not just to survive, but to carry blessing wherever I place you. There are seasons when, after too many blows, you only have enough strength to say one thing: just let me have some peace. That's all. I understand. You are so worn out, you no longer dare to dream of anything more. But if you live only to avoid pain, only to make it through each day, you are living far beneath what I have placed inside you. I did not rescue you so you could hide in a safe corner, lock your heart away, and fear every risk. I set you free so that you could step out, turning the very scars that once shamed you into a story of restoration for others. If you only ask for peace for yourself and forget that I want to use your life to touch other souls, the blessing inside you will slowly run dry because it has nowhere to flow. You have often ranked yourself among the ordinary, daring only to think it would be enough to get by. You look at those I use and decide, I am not that kind of person. Then you retreat into your small, safe zone. But I do not choose people by human standards. I do not look for the perfect. I look for those who have been broken, who have thirsted, who know what the depths feel like, so that when I lift them up, they understand the true value of grace. You say you have nothing to give. I see in you a treasure formed precisely through the seasons. You considered nothing but loss. I only need you to dare to place into my hands the little you think you have. I will break it, bless it, and distribute it to far more people than you can imagine. The battles you are fighting are not only about money or emotions or relationships the way you think. Behind them stands a spiritual collision, because on your life there is a calling that hell is desperate to keep you from discovering. You think you are simply trying to survive the day. In truth, both I and the enemy of your soul know that you were created to do far more than that. Every time you want to give up, a whisper tells you your life is meaningless. That voice is not mine. It is the voice that wants you to forget you have been sent, so you will accept living like a faint shadow in this world. I created you so that my light in you, however small it seems, would be enough to shine for someone who has lost their way. When I lift you up, even just a little, I do not do it so that you can proudly say you have made it. I place you in new positions, new relationships, new opportunities, so that through them, people can see my fingerprints on your life. I do not want you to show off what you have achieved. I want you to tell others about the one who carried you through the days when hope seemed lost. The scars on your heart and the traces of your tears are not things you must hide. They are evidence that you walked through the fire and were not consumed because of me. When you dare to tell others how weak you once were, I will use that very weakness to comfort those who are standing exactly where you once stood. You do not need a polished sermon. You only need a genuine life. And I will use that as a living testimony. So do not only ask me for blessings that bring you comfort, then clutch them close as if you fear they will be taken away. Blessing grows only when it flows through your life to others. Hold it tightly and it turns into fear of losing it instead of the joy of giving. Step out of the mindset of mere survival and begin to ask, Lord, where do you want to use me today? That single question will transform the way you see each day, from counting down the hours to receiving every morning as a chance to do small things of eternal weight alongside me. The world keeps pressuring you to keep a calm face, to look strong, successful, fully in control, as though showing weakness meant you would be despised and left behind. I do not see you that way. I know you on the days you shine, and I know you on the nights you sit in a daze staring at an empty wall, on the mornings you do not want to leave your bed because your heart is too heavy. When others only want to hear stories of victory, I listen, even to the sighs you assume no one would want to hear. When people run out of patience with you, tired of the same sorrow repeating, I still sit beside you quietly, looking at you with eyes that never grow tired. Sometimes you think of yourself as the one who arrived too late, who missed out, who burned up their youth on relationships and goals and illusions that now, in hindsight, feel only empty. You feel like your life has been ruined, like you wasted the time I gave. But when I look at you, I do not see only your falls. I see a heart that, though bruised, still beats. A soul that, though it once wanted to let go, is still here today, with enough courage left to breathe, to exist, to dare to speak with me. The fact that you can still stand after every time you have fallen is a beauty greater than any title or trophy this world rewards. Trophies and certificates gather dust, but the person who dares to rise after pain, who dares to come home after wandering, in my eyes, that is a spiritual victory far greater than a flawless life that has never made a single mistake. You are still here. You still call me Lord. You still dare to call yourself my child. even when you feel ashamed of your own wounds, and that pleases me more than you think. I do not want you using everything you have not yet accomplished as a daily reason to condemn yourself, as if you were standing in your own courtroom demanding to be punished. You do not need to defend yourself before me. I already know everything. I am not holding a comparison chart, measuring how many years you are behind, how many steps you missed, how many opportunities slipped past. You are you, not a copy of anyone, and the journey I am writing for you does not duplicate any other path. Every promise I have placed over your life has its appointed time. Like the seeds of the trees, some sprout quickly, some slowly, some break through the soil within days, while others must remain hidden in the dark earth for a long while before they rise into something sturdy. You tend to prefer the instant version, miracles that happen fast, doors that fly open so you do not have to wait or wonder. But I do not work according to your impatience. I work from a wisdom that sees the whole picture, while you can still only see a small corner. There are things I have deliberately not yet placed into your hands, not because I want you to lack, but because if I gave them to you when your heart was not deep enough, your foundations not firm enough, that very good thing would become a weight that broke your back. I do not want blessing to turn into chains. You think these past years have produced nothing, that you missed your youth, killed time in foolish choices, in misdirected relationships, in jobs that led nowhere, in long, monotonous days where nothing seemed to move. You look back and see only a chain of waste. I see those years as a hidden workshop almost no one noticed. I use those seemingly meaningless days to soften you where you were hard, to make you more sensitive to the pain of others, to break a quiet pride you would not have recognized if you had succeeded too quickly. I used the wounds in your relationships to teach you to tell true love from manipulation, so that the next time you encounter someone real, you will know how to recognize them. I used the nameless tasks, the years of quiet labor no one acknowledged, to teach you perseverance and to teach you how to work for me rather than for applause. There's no season in your life that is superfluous. There are only seasons whose meaning you have not yet understood. Right in the middle of your darkest days, something very quiet has been stirring in your heart. A gentle breath threading its way into your chest, a fragile beam of light invisible to the eye but unmistakable to the soul. Sometimes you do not know what to call it. You suddenly feel like crying for no particular reason. You sense deep inside a strange expectancy, as if something greater, purer, truer is slowly drawing near. You think it is just a passing mood, but I want you to know it is the sign that I am rekindling a new life within you. Not the rushed kind of beginning the world offers, but a quiet, enduring inception where I do not merely adjust a few external details. I change the way you see yourself, the way you see me, and the way you see this world. You keep shrinking back, telling yourself you are too ordinary, too small, too full of mistakes, too late for anything that could be called being used by God. You forget that I have never written my plans according to the standards of the crowd. I do not check your age to decide if you are still on time. I do not use your failures to stamp the word ruined across your life. I am the one who has always chosen the overlooked, who keeps calling the names that no one bothers to count, who lifts up souls that have already written themselves off. The weaker you are, the more easily you can become a clear pane of glass through which my light can pass, so that those watching cannot say, "That is your strength." They will only be able to say, Someone must have intervened. But for you to become that kind of witness, I have had to guard you far more often than you know. If one day you sat in silence and honestly asked me, Lord, how many times have you protected me without my knowing? You would probably fall speechless. The time you were so upset about a traffic jam, certain it had ruined your day. If I pulled back the curtain, you would see that the place you thought you missed was exactly where an accident was unfolding, and that arriving on schedule would have placed you in the middle of it. The phone call you waited for, the promise that seemed solid, and then went silent without explanation. You blamed yourself, certain you were not good enough. But when I saw that call never come through, I was shielding your future from a relationship that would have slowly eroded your dignity and your peace. I know which sweet words become chains. I see in advance which smiles become blades. So there are messages I do not allow to be sent, promises I let break, golden-looking opportunities I myself let slip out of your hands. Even as I hear you sigh and blame yourself and blame me, I take no pleasure in your tears. I simply accept letting you hurt a little now, to spare you a pain 1,000 times deeper later. You look at a single door as if it were everything, while I see the whole corridor that stretches out behind it. Some invitations seem so desirable. Some relationships look so complete. Some projects look as if they will hand you status and a name. Yet hidden inside is the price your soul would pay. Sleepless nights, the slow distortion of your character, the gradual loss of the simplicity in you that I love. I cannot allow you to trade your soul for something flashy and short-lived. That is why sometimes I choose the way you least expect. I slam a door, sever a connection you wanted to keep, let everything fall into a strange, heavy silence. To you, it looks like loss. To me, it is redemption. You ask why I do not explain right away, because if I told you everything, you would trust me out of fear, not out of love. I want you to learn to trust me even when you do not have all the data, so that your faith is not a transaction, but a true surrender. Everything I do, opening a way or blocking one, adding or taking away, flows from the same source, an unchanging, inexhaustible love for you. It is not the love that spoils a child by giving them whatever they want, nor is it the cold love that throws tests at you to check your loyalty. It is the love of a father who keeps a knife out of the small hands of his child, even when the child cries and reaches for it, because he knows those tiny fingers would only wound themselves. When you begin to recognize this, you will stop reading every disruption as bad luck or bad omen. You will be slower to assume that I am against you whenever your plans collapse. Instead, you will ask a different question. Lord, in this, what are you protecting me from? What are you teaching me? What are you preparing me for? That question is not the question of a resigned victim. It is the question of someone stepping into spiritual maturity, no longer seeing themselves as a casualty of circumstance, but as one being led with every step. And once your mind moves from accusation to seeking meaning, you will know a deeper peace even before anything outside has changed. You will no longer need to hold everything in your own hands, because you know I hold what you cannot see. And then a truth you once only heard with your ears will settle into your bones. Nothing ever reaches you that has not first passed through my hands, and my hands have never done anything except out of love for you. I do not preserve you only so you can quietly slip through life unharmed. I do not pull you back from one pit so you can turn around and live as though I were not there. I keep you because you are part of a larger plan I am unfolding on the earth. Every time I save you from a fall, I am thinking not only of you, but also of the people you will one day meet, the ones standing on the edge you once stood on. I want them to look at you and see not only their own crisis, but also a reflection of who you were years ago, so you can offer them more than advice. I have been there, and this is how the Lord brought me out. That is why I do not erase every trace of the battles you have fought. I only draw out the poison, leaving the wisdom, so you become a support for others. The blessing I pour into you is not a stagnant pond. It is a living stream meant to run through you and water other thirsty places. When you understand that you are not only saved but sent, you begin to live in a different posture. You ask less often, when will I receive more? And more often, what can I give today from what I have already been given? You fear loss less because the one who has kept you from countless dangers, who broke traps you never even saw, is surely capable of providing everything you truly need as you live for his purposes. You stop living like someone whose only hope is to escape disaster. You start living like someone in the army of a good king, a king who does not push you alone onto the battlefield, but also does not let you cower forever inside a shelter. You keep running to me with a list of whys and whens and how longs, as though the value of our relationship depended only on how quickly I answer and how well my answer matches your script. But if I only handed you solutions and then turned away, I would be no different from a cold machine processing requests. You are far more precious to me than that. I will not simply throw a few fixes into your life to patch the temporary confusion. I have come to live with you. I have come to make myself the deepest answer to the empty places no explanation could ever fill. There are moments you lie in the dark with your eyes open, your heart weighed down, your lips unable to form a single prayer. You think you are silent, but I hear every wordless cry rising from your chest. I sit there, not loud, not showy, simply gently present, touching the places in your soul that you believed had turned to stone. The locked rooms you sealed years ago for fear that opening them would shatter everything. Precisely in that quiet presence, I am doing far more than you can imagine. You think you must shout until the sky changes color before I am moved, but a weary sigh breathed in my direction makes heaven tremble, because my love for you is never cooled, not even through your doubting and accusing. You still picture prayer as you knocking on a door while I stand inside, deliberating whether to open it. The truth is that each time you so much as think of me, I am already beside you, my hand on the latch, simply waiting for your permission to step in. I have never been a distant deity who listens only when requests come in the correct format. I am your father, and I long for conversation with you far more than I long to fix your crises. I know you keep a tally, which prayers were answered, which were not, and you use that score to measure my heart. You forget that the most precious thing I can give you is not a list of results lined up with the plan you wrote, but myself, the unchanging one who can stay with you in every season. Whether the weather is gentle rain or violent storm, whether you are full of strength or unable to take another step, I am your portion that no one can steal. Even if you lose everything you once thought you needed, learn to come to me, not like someone approaching a service counter, but like a child walking into their father's house. Sit down. Open your heart, speak, listen, be still. Stay longer than a hurried few minutes. Only in that lingering can I water the dry places inside you with my own word. Not to fill your head with information, but to give your soul something solid to cling to. You have grown used to living by emotions that rise and fall like waves. Today you believe because you saw something. Tomorrow you sink because you saw nothing. I am gently drawing your eyes away from the foam on the surface to the deep, quiet current of my word, where the source of life flows continually, untouched by changing weather. Root yourself deeply in what I say, in who I am, in my heart for you. And when storms come, you will sway without being uprooted, ache without being broken, grow weary without being swept away. What holds you is not your own strength, but the unseen, unbreakable cord that binds you to me. I want you to know that everything I do, both what made you laugh and what once made you weep in confusion, is being woven into a single story. The story of a God who does not abandon, does not miscalculate, does not arrive late, and never does anything except what is good for those who belong to Him. If today, deep in your heart, even the faintest warmth remains, the gentlest desire that you wish your life could be used for something more than mere existence, know that I am the one who placed that desire there. I am calling you out of survival into the life of one who is sent, not in your own strength, but in mine. The same hand that has kept you from things you never even saw, just so you could stand here, breathing, ready to answer, Lord, here I am, please use me. Things are not ending here. What you see now is only the opening margin of the story I am writing over your life. There are many dreams you once folded away, many prayers you thought had fallen to the ground with no one to retrieve them. Many plans you buried deep because you believed your turn would never come. You see them as gone. I have stored them somewhere safe, waiting for the right moment. I do not throw away what I have sown in your heart, and then stand by, indifferent. I have delayed only because I knew that if these things had come too soon, they would have broken you rather than grown you. Now that your heart has changed, now that your eyes have learned to look back to me, instead of staying fixed on your circumstances, I am beginning to loosen the knots I previously chose to keep tight. You will be amazed when doors shut coldly for years suddenly open softly, as if there had never been a lock. When paths you thought were permanently blocked become clear and wide, as though they had been kept in reserve for you all along. People who once treated you as invisible, who forgot your presence in the room, will one day call you by name, ask for your input, and honor your contribution as though you had never been left on the margins. The places where you have long lived in lack, finances, relationships, opportunities, or simply the small measure of recognition every human heart needs, I will gradually fill, not with noise or fanfare, but so clearly that even you will have to admit no human strength could have arranged this. I will let you experience the shift from scarcity to abundance, not so you can boast of how capable you are, but so you may know that there is a source flowing through your life that never runs dry. I do not do this because you are perfect or more deserving than anyone else. It all begins with my kindness and my faithfulness. I keep my word to myself. I honor the covenant I have made. I go on loving even when you are weary, doubtful, even when you want to let go. For this reason, as you begin to step into a season that feels smoother, lighter, more beautiful, I need your heart to grasp one central truth. Everything poured out over your life is not only so that your life feels more comfortable, but so that through you, others may recognize me. I lift you up, not so you can build yourself a tiny throne and sit there enjoying it, but so you can become a living signpost pointing toward me, letting those who are lost know that hope is still possible. So when you begin to see good things arriving, do not let your heart grow careless and forget the nights you cried alone and called out to me in exhaustion. Do not let words of praise be lavished on you while inside you tell yourself, I deserve this, as though you climbed here on your own. Pride does not always shout. Often it slips in quietly through thoughts like, without me, this would never have happened, through the way you look down on others who have not gone as far, through every time you stay silent about me, yet speak so much about yourself. Remember what gentleness, gratitude, and humility patiently built during the hard seasons can be torn down by a little self-exaltation. I may give you higher positions, more influence, a louder voice, but along with that, I will carefully teach you the lesson of bowing low. Only those who know how to humble themselves before me can stand firm when temptation comes with the rise. My beloved child, the chapters you wish you could erase, the dark stretches of memory you would seal away forever, are not the final word over your life. I do not deny what has happened. I do not pretend the consequences were small. But I am able to take even the chapters you are most ashamed of and turn them into the backdrop that makes my grace shine more brightly. I do not love the wrong things you have done, but I have never abandoned the work of art that bears your name because of them. The book of your life is still being written, and I am still the unchanging author, writing every line, every sentence, every chapter with an intention of love you cannot yet fully see. Many nights you sit alone and whisper, I've wrecked everything. There is nothing left to fix. You speak as though you held the right to decide the ending, while I am the one who sees the whole picture from beginning to end. You stand in the middle of a crooked, twisting path and hastily declare there is no way out. If you would only lift your head, you would see that I am still waiting for you ahead. At intersections your eyes cannot yet make out. You think that when you stumble, every good thing I once promised is canceled. But I am not human that I would change my mind because of one fall. I knew every misstep of yours in advance and still chose to write promises into your story, precisely because I knew the day would come when you would need somewhere to come home to. You are exhausted from carrying guilt as though punishing yourself long enough would somehow make you more deserving of forgiveness. But that is not how I work. I do not need you to pay by hating yourself in order to prove that you repent. I need you to believe that my love is large enough to enter the very places you thought no one would dare to touch. Loosen your grip on that burden, not so you can live carelessly, but so that you can give me the place I deserve in your heart, the place of the healer, not the place of an accusing voice. Take a deep breath, not as a gesture, but as a reminder that you are still alive, that you still have a chance to turn and look at me. I am here, not as far away as you imagine, only a single turn of your heart away, only a single honest word. Only one breath in which you dare to stop striving. When you breathe deeply, You let some of the words of self-condemnation slip from your shoulders. When you set the burden down, you finally have space to receive the peace I have long prepared. That peace is not the sensation that everything is perfect. It is the steady heart that knows I am in control, not your past mistakes and not your future fears. Let me be the one who rearranges the chaos inside you. Let me be the one who wipes clean the hidden corners you cannot face. I have not come to pull out your file of sins and review it. I have come to close that file with the seal of mercy. I do not deny what happened. I wash your heart with a love that keeps no score. I rinse away the dust that has settled on your soul for years. Not so you can pretend you have never failed, but so you can stand up without trembling under shame. I want you to see clearly how weak you have been, so that you may understand even more deeply how strong I am. You do not need to hide or polish or deny what is behind you. You only need to place it in my hands and leave the rest for me to handle in my own way. You worry that everything that ever belonged to you has been lost, that the chances that slipped past will never come back, that what you have ruined can never be restored. But the things I have destined to be part of your life cannot be stolen by any power. Not even by your own weakness. There are things I allowed you to lose because they were never truly yours. But what is genuinely your portion in my purpose, I am still holding, still keeping, still protecting in a place no one can reach. Even when you were not yet ready to receive it back, I waited patiently for you to grow, to finish the lessons you needed, so that when the right time came, you could hold it without losing it again. What is yours in me does not fall away. It is only being kept for the proper hour. Now be still, open your whole heart and speak to me the most honest prayers from the depths of your soul. Almighty God, my Father, you who see clearly into the deepest places of my heart, today I come before you with all my weariness and turmoil. So many times I misread your silence. I thought you had turned your face away. I thought my prayers fell into a void. I thought I was no longer important enough for you to notice. Forgive me for every time I rushed to judge your heart based only on my fragile emotions. Heal the places in me that were wounded by human abandonment so that I no longer project those faces onto you. Teach me to recognize that even when everything around me is silent, your love is still quietly upholding and guarding me in ways I have not yet understood. Give me new eyes of faith so I can trust your heart, even when I cannot grasp your ways. Teach me to rest in your arms instead of thrashing inside the confusion of my own mind. Good and gracious Father, you who hold every season of my life in your hands, I offer to you all my anxiety about time, about age, about the chances I believe I have already missed. So often I look around, compare myself with others, and conclude that I am always behind. Then I ask why you let them move so fast while you let me crawl. Forgive me for letting comparison steal my joy and my gratitude. Help me to trust that you are never late, that the years I called wasted are in fact being used by you to refine my character, deepen the roots of my faith, and soften my heart. Free me from the obsession of having to measure up to anyone so that I can walk in peace at the pace you uniquely set for me. Teach me to treasure every small step, every quiet change, every hidden progress that only you and I can see, and to remember that in your plan, I am right on time, Gentle Holy Spirit, I bring before you all the courtrooms I have set up inside my own heart. So many times I have been my own harshest accuser, replaying words that belittle me, imprisoning myself in the obsession over mistakes I can never go back and undo. I forgot that I am only clay, and that you are the potter patiently reshaping me. Come and soothe the wounded places I still hide. Teach me to lay down my supposed right to condemn myself, and to entrust to you the right to heal me and form me according to your will. Help me believe that I am not a defective product, but a work of art still in process. That what has been broken is not meant to be thrown away, but rejoin into something more beautiful and more secure. Grant me enough humility to step out of the role of the strong one, to acknowledge my weakness, and to ask for your intervention so that the loudest voice inside me will no longer be the accusations of the past, but the loving whisper of God who shapes me every day. Beloved Father, I thank you for helping me look back on the years I thought were wasted with new light. Thank you for not rebuking me when I complained that my life was slow, that I had missed out, that I had failed to keep pace with others. Thank you for patiently correcting the way I see time, so I can finally recognize that you were quietly at work through all the days I once considered meaningless. Thank you that every tear, every weight, every delay has been used by you to deepen the roots of my faith, soften my heart, and break the pride I did not even know I was carrying. Thank you that you do not force me to succeed early according to the standards of this world, but allow me to walk at the pace that is safe for my soul. Thank you for showing me today that every season carried value and that I can be more at peace with what lies behind me, because I know your hand has never left my life. Lord Jesus, I lift up my thanksgiving to you for patiently correcting the image of God I once carried in my heart. Thank you that you do not grow tired of showing me that you came to save and not to condemn, to heal and not to extinguish, to protect and not to crush. Thank you for helping me see that many things I called unfair were in fact the moments you drew me back from the edge of an abyss, and many things I called loss were the necessary redirections of my life. Thank you for entering into my pain, not with words of rebuke, but with gentle hands that lifted me up instead of pushing me down. Thank you for letting me ask questions, for letting me be honest about my anger and my sadness, and for not abandoning me because of any of it. I know that without your patient presence, I would have let those misunderstandings pull me even further from God. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen.